My mother-in-law did something so cruel to teach my child a lesson that even the doctor yelled in anger when I got home later. I played the recording from her phone. She stood there, shaking, as the truth spilled into the room. The police arrived soon after. I showed them the video, and she kept screaming, "This is a lie," over and over. But it was already too late. Seeing my son Eli in that condition for the first time shattered me. It felt like someone had reached inside my chest and ripped everything out with bare hands. His breathing was fast and shallow. His eyes were swollen. He kept grabbing my hand again and again, whispering, "Mom, it hurts." In that moment, I knew one thing for sure: this wasn't an accident, this was done on purpose. The harsh white lights of the emergency room throbbed in my head like a hammer. Dr. Harper, usually calm and gentle, stood rigid like something inside him had snapped. He studied the reports, then Eli, then me. "Who did this?" he demanded. "This isn't an accident. Someone was trying to teach him a lesson." He shook his head. "What kind of sick person does this?" I couldn't answer. My throat felt blocked by stone. I knew exactly who had done it, and I knew she'd never confess. Ellie's father, Mark, had left us 2 years earlier. One day he said he was tired, and then he was gone. I worked 2 jobs, chased overdue bills, moved from place to place, and somehow kept Eli afloat. Mark's mother, my mother-in-law, sometimes took Eli with her. She always said I was too soft, that I was raising him weak. I put up with her attitude, telling myself she was just old school and strict. But that day, everything changed. Dr. Harper handed me a form. "You need to report this. This is abuse," he said, his voice firm in a way that comes from seeing too much. I nodded. And something else woke up inside me, anger, a deep, unfamiliar anger. When we got home, I tucked Eli into bed. He was drained, exhausted from pain. In fear, I brushed my hand across his forehead, then walked into the living room. My mother-in-law's phone was sitting on the kitchen counter. She never let it out of her sight, but in her rush, she'd left it behind. Maybe she thought I'd never dare touch it. But I wasn't the same woman anymore. I picked it up. It wasn't even locked, as if she truly believed no one could ever reach her secrets. I opened the gallery and saw a folder labeled "Discipline." My heart nearly stopped. I opened the first video. Eli was sitting on the kitchen floor, a shard of broken glass in front of him. Her voice came through cold and sharp. "You think you can break things and walk away? No. You need to learn." Then she did something that froze my entire body. It was cruel beyond words. No human being, no matter how strict, is that to a child. My breath caught in my chest. I opened another video, then another. Same tone, same cold detachment, same twisted need to punish. I shut off the phone. My hands were shaking, but inside me something hardened, like fog lifting after years, leaving everything painfully clear. A loud knock slammed against the door. The police were there. I let them in. My mother-in-law sat on the couch, wringing her hands, but her face still carried that familiar arrogance, like she truly believed she'd escaped this the way she always had. The officer spoke calmly. "We received a report. Can we talk?" I handed him the phone. "Play the first video." She shot to her feet. "This is fake. She's lying. She hates me." The officer pressed play. The room filled with Ellie's quiet sobs in her cold, merciless voice. She screamed, "It's edited. She's framing me." For the first time, I saw real fear in her eyes. The woman who always called me weak was shaking. The officer put her in cuffs. She kept yelling, but her voice had lost its force, like she knew the fight was over. When the door closed behind them and the police car pulled away, I stood alone in the living room. The silence was heavy. I glanced out the window and saw a neighbor's porch light glowing. Maybe they'd heard everything. Maybe tomorrow they'd talk. Maybe they'd judge me. I didn't care. I went into Ellie's room. He was asleep, peaceful at last. I sat beside him and whispered, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." The weeks that followed were hard. A case was opened, hearings followed, lawyers asked endless questions. But every time those videos played, the truth spoke for itself. I cut back my work hours. Some bills went unpaid for a while. Still, I didn't give up. A woman at the community center, Jenny, told me about free legal aid. A neighbor offered to help cover Ellie's after-school care, small things. But to me, they felt like miracles. One day outside the courthouse, Jenny said, "You're stronger than you think." For the first time, I believed her. The case ended. My mother-in-law was sentenced. I didn't feel joy. Revenge was never the goal. All I wanted was to keep Eli safe. Now, when I pick him up from school, he sits in the back seat, talking about his day. Sometimes he pauses and asks, "Mom, are we okay now?" And I tell him, "Yeah, buddy, we're okay. Life isn't suddenly easy. Bills still come. My job is still uncertain. Some nights I still lie awake worrying about tomorrow. But one thing is different. I'm not afraid anymore. I learned how to stand up for my child, and that's the lesson I taught.